I'm here now to doing the best I can. Where are you now? Oh, shoot. What is going on, everybody? So in this video, I'm going to show you guys the drawing process of Tekken. So I did a combination of using the inspiration of Tekken 4 onto modernizing, which is updating the cover based upon Tekken 8. So if you guys are interested in this type of content, leave it in the comment section below, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. And also, put in the comment section below any other characters that you guys want me to recreate in this type of style. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So when it came down to this, I was like, all right, clearly when it came down to Tekken 4, the original cover art where Jin got his hoodie up, you know, that was like the iconic look, and I wanted to bring that back, but in this Tekken 8 modern storyline. So of course in that one you had Jin, you had Kazuya. I always say Kazuya. I'm saying it wrong. For the longest I kept saying Kazuya, but really it's called Kazuya, right? Kazuya Mishima, as well as Heihachi. So the difference is that now Heihachi's, you know, spoiler alert, he is he's no longer around, right? But who knows? Of course they're gonna probably bring him back, you know, of course they're gonna do that because he is, you know, a really important character to the story lore, and he's part of the Mishimas, so they always gotta find a way to obviously bring him back in some shape or form. Now most likely he's gonna be DLC, but nonetheless he is not the core aspect so far, because the game didn't come out, but so far he's not the core character of this game. It is mainly dealing with Kazuya, Jin, and now Jun. So I decided, why not bring Jun into the mix rather than just Kazuya and Jin. And again, Heihachi is gone so far. Who knows? But anyway, when it came down to the beginning drawing of this illustration, it was actually not too difficult. The hardest part with the drawing process, at this point is just using a Wacom tablet, drawing on Adobe Photoshop. The hardest part was Jin, because I kept looking at the reference and making sure I capture his likeness. Because the thing about Jin is that he looks old, but that at the same time, he looks young. It's that weird duality where it's like, I could have made him look too old, or I could have made him look too young. That was a difficulty when it came down to drawing Jin. Now, of course, Kazuya is so much easier, or should I say Kazuya is so much easier because he is older, right? And I wanted to make him look more rigid, like of his age, compared to the way they had him, like, you know, in the previous Tekkens, where, let's face it, Jin and Kazuya look like brothers rather than father and son. So I wanted to make Kazuya much more defined and have more ridges on his face, and have Jin, you know, look a little bit more softer, right? And I feel like with Tekken 8, they actually captured that more, finally, compared to like the previous games. I think they started to do that in Tekken 6, if I'm mistaken. But anyway, the biggest challenge, of course, was Jin. And then after that was Jun, believe it or not. Because with Jun, I wanted to, at first, I was going to make her eyes open. And then it just looked weird. It looked a little uncanny, right? So I wanted to be consistent with her type of character and her story arc, with she's always like the angel, the peaceful one, to the duality of Kazuya, which is the aggressive demonic being. I guess, you know, opposites attract. So I wanted to give her that serenity feel by making her eyes closed instead of opened. So once that illustration, or should I say the sketch, was complete, that's when I transferred over to Adobe Illustrator. Welcome to Brightstar, how may I help you? I don't understand you. Do not spit in my store. Get out now. You wanted that chicken wing and pork fried rice? No, you didn't want that, so get out. No egg roll, go. So when it came down to Adobe Illustrator, Of course, I say this all the time, it's based upon utilizing the pen tool. So the pen tool is tedious, but it is what it is. I kept going back and forth looking at the references with Jin, Kazuya, and Jun. Now, just like what I said before, when it came down to the sketch, it took me a long time with utilizing the aspects of Jin, because again, Jin is the main focal point of this illustration, and I wanted to have a hybrid between how he looked in Tekken 4 and how his costume looked in Tekken 8. So certain things I took away, certain things I've improvised, just to make sure that Jin actually looks like how he's supposed to, because again, too many times when I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, I gotta go back and forth. I'm like, should I make him look a little bit older or should I make him look a little bit younger? It's so strange because he has that, again, that hybrid of the two. It's so much easier compared to Kazuya, where, you know, Kazuya, where his face look much older. So it's much more easier to capture. So once I'm pretty much wrapping up with the pen tool, you already know, colors. You gotta love the colors. So here's the coloring aspect of this. This part here, I was doing a lot of trying to figure out with Jin. So I added a few drop shadows because, you know, he got the hoodie on. So I wanted to capture that. And I know some people are like, oh, why not give him some of the, you know, the devil gene with Jin? I'm not a big fan of the devil gene, and also you don't really see that in the Tekken covers, so I didn't want to implement that on his face as well as his eyes, but I wanted to give him that determination look. Now, of course, with the Tekken 4 cover, one of his eyes are closed, like you don't really see the other eye because it's shadowed down with his hair, and I didn't want to just showcase one eye. So in this version I created, I actually, you know, have both of his eyes set on. And at first, like you seen in the sketch, I was gonna have him look away, but I was like, you know what? Let me have him actually just look at the camera, because I want him, well, look at the viewer, because I want him to give him that determined look on his face. So once the coloring process was done with Jin, that's when I moved towards Kazuya, and this one was straightforward. This was pretty straightforward. I definitely like his costume, both costumes, but I'm a big fan of like how they look without the shirt, because it just gives them that warrior fighters aesthetic. But at the same time, I also like the way, you know, Kazuya looks with the drip, as they call it nowadays, right? With the long trenched purple coat. It looks pretty cool. Looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh character, like what's his name? Keep up with it, like Kaiba. That's what it's called. I'm drawing blanks. So once that was implemented with Kazuya, then I moved towards June and August. You get it? June, August, entanglement. Okay, let me stop. So when it came down to June, it was pretty straightforward. I mean, it was just her face. So I just kept the, you know, the color palette to be really simple. And I didn't forget her headband, of course. That's her trademark, right? I'm knowing the fact that it's June with the headband. So once I've fill out pretty much the colors of that, and then I wanted to create that duality where, like, I wanted to create the graphic design approach with the triangles sticking out. So the blue indicates serenity and peace. So I wanted to have that on her with the highlights. And then with Kazuya, of course, is like he's a demon. He's always enraged. He's an evil guy. So he has the red, right, to show rage, right? So then Jin, since Jin's a child of them too, right? So he has a duality of both. He has blue on the left-hand side, and which represents serenity, and then red on the right-hand side that represents the rage. And of course, if you know the story arc, he deals with that all the time. The battling between good and evil. So that's what I want to represent in this illustration. So what do you guys think of this illustration? Let me know in your comments section below. So I put the two together, as you guys can see, between the Tekken 4 cover and this illustration. And then of course I made another version of this which is more simplistic with the graphic design extension. So you have the logo with the illustration as well. So which one do you guys prefer? Let me know. And also if you guys have any other characters you guys want me to create, let me know in the comment section below. It could be Tekken characters or pretty much any other like fighting games or video game characters. I don't mind doing it. Just let me know down below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheer, ho!